Guys, it is amazing to have you here with us. It is also amazing to know that The Mandalorian not only will be coming back to our screens, but back to our biggest screens possible in cinemas. I'm curious, in terms of the prospect of The Mandalorian film, what you guys are most excited about with regards to making that transition.
I feel like that's a Brendan question.
Yeah.
I would say getting to see it on the big screen. I mean, that's kind of how it was always introduced, right? Big screen. We did something pretty special on the little screen. Helped Disney create a platform. I don't even know if we helped it. They got a platform out of us because we were really good. But
that's true.
Now to be able to see that.
When we started shooting it, we were like, what is that platform?
Exactly.
But it's the kind of thing you want to see on a big screen.
I mean, like, to see Star Wars reintroduced in the way that The Mandalorian did, and the reaction to it, and the timing of it, I mean, you couldn't have planned what occurred, but it couldn't have been better for the show. Everybody had to stay home. You know what I mean? So, worked out for me really well. Sorry to all the children in the world, but it was
How's
great.
that going to work, though? Now people have to, like, come together to watch.
Oh, but I mean, what
brave.
thing?
It's brave of them to all be in
is,
the theater.
You got a new hope. Like, you walked in and you got to see this ships going. Like, what are we going to see in the movie? Just to see, you know, Mando walk in anywhere. That big? I mean, I might have to go see it on IMAX.
It's going to be messy probably when you go.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't come with me. There'd be a lot of plastic sheeting. Yes.
So, any other questions?
Hi, my name's Din Djarin from the Hollywood News Source. I've got a question for Emily. So, I'm a massive fan of the Armourer.
Thank you.
Obviously, and I feel she's become so iconic in a way, sense that in modern sort of female characters, you can compare her like with even Eleven from Stranger Things, Wednesday Addams from Wednesday, Furiosa. She's kind of become that sort of cultural, iconic part of our culture. How does it feel to sort of done something with the way you play over cadence, with the costumes, that's really made that's going to last even when you're retired from acting? And someone else might play the Armourer. And what would you do?
They better not.
In the sense, like, you know, so James Bond is different James Bond, there's different armors.
Oh, we're going to have different armors?
And
I don't know.
No.
And would you like her to have a spin-off as well?
Oh my, well, yeah. You want to give me a spin-off? Sure.
I do.
If you guys will come be in it with me. I love her. I mean, and I have loved, I loved in season 1 that we didn't know much about her. We still don't know that much about her. I love the mystery. I love that to me, she stands for something more than just one individual's point of view. And she's not somebody who's, you know, off on her own quest to win. To play somebody who is so focused on the good of her people, on keeping everyone rooted in what is truly most important, and in compromising, is a really special thing. And I think so, especially now, so important to be able to see that, to be able to see someone, I mean, with her and with Bo-Katan, two people who believe very strongly in different directions, willing to compromise, and then you get, you know, these two characters who believe very differently, and they all start to work together. I think that it's, not only is she really cool because she looks amazing with her fur and her horns and everything, but she just sets an example that I am so grateful to get to represent, because I feel like we need characters like her. And then I get to meet tiny little armorers, and I know that her legacy will carry on, which is absolutely incredible.
Awesome, thank you. Got a question from Nick and Connor here.
So the Mandalorians traditionally aren't allowed to take their helmets off. If you could have one item that you put on your head that you would never take off ever, what would it be?
My toupee.
Good answer.
My cowboy hat.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome, to be fair. It's a very cool cowboy hat.
Thank you.
It's all right.
The
What am I
armor's
gonna
always
put
got
on-
something to
Can I
say.
That
Hey,
cowboy
you're
hat was
okay,
set a real
Mando,
Bravo.
but can you go bring him and finish your mission? There's always judgment from you.
You're just projecting.
A little more maturity.
I'm trying to think of what I would never take off of my head. There's nothing that I don't want to ever take off.
I don't know. How about you? What do you think?
If I had a Mandalorian helmet, I would never take it off anyway.
Oh, you would change your mind.
You'd be so hungry. You'd be so hungry.
Yeah.
I've eaten during the season.
You would get tired of it. You'd get tired of running into things.
Bananas.
I mean,
You've done filming from inside there?
Tired. Just a lot of padding in there, sleep or standing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Idea right there.
True.
I mean, you never have to worry about what you look like when you're wearing one of those, which is a relief.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can blink during photo shoots. It's great.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Any other questions?
Fine.
I think it's all yours.
Oh yeah. I love the fact we just glossed over the fact you just admitted you eat red vines in the middle of The Mandalorian.
I can tell you what scenes.
Go on.
You
go on.
watched.
Which scenes?
No,
No,
I'm not good.
No.
I can tell you that I might have fallen asleep in a scene. Yep. Two other people were in a vehicle with me in season 1, and they said, we want you to be really still. So really just let these two go at it. So it was like 11 o'clock. That was, I think, 13th hour. And I hadn't been out of the suit. And I 100% I heard cut. And I was like, everyone was like, oh, that was great. You're really great. I was like,
Some of your best work.
I made him go do playback so I could hear if I like snored and everyone was laughing at me. Like I was 100% completely asleep.
These are the inspiring stories we like to share.
I mean, I didn't ask the question, but thanks for the admission. That's a confession. Well, I guess, I mean, like, in terms of that, I mean, that's a funny story. Do you guys have a favorite memory from set, one that you love sharing with people? When people say, oh, what's, the funniest thing that happened on set, or your favorite memory, is there a go-to one you each have? His is being asleep.
There's so many.
Lateef slamming into a wall. So
When did
people
that happen?
often ask, how hard is it to be in the helmet? For me, it's not hard. I don't have dreads. I have a nice space. Lateef, the stuntman, actually has dreads, and I mean he's not a little thin, like he's got a whole nother head size, and they have to screw that helmet on his head. They're on top of him, and they're doing this just to get him in it. That's how I know when it's me or him, because it makes his traps, which are already too big, even bigger because the hair's down there in the suit, so you know it's him because there's no neck. Anyways, he would steam up, and so there's a scene when Gina and he are they're in the camp, and they're setting bombs, and then they take off, and he's like, go, and he had practiced it and done it really well, and they were doing another take, and he said, go, because he couldn't see, he was just going off memory, and it's there. I wish they'd put it in the outtakes.
I wish they would release like a bloopers reel.
There's so many good ones. He lost the baby. He was jumping into the back of the buckboard in season 1 when Grief comes to get us before they come and save me.
Right.
And first was, they asked me, this buckboard was about this high, and they were like, hey, can you jump into that? I'm like, yeah, easy peasy. They're like, from a standstill, it's like, Lateef! And he came over, and this dude high jumps into this thing, twists, pulls a gun. I was like,
He's
that was
bionic.
incredible. He's amazing.
Lateef's incredible.
But there is video of him jumping, and he's supposed to have the kid in his hand, and off the kid goes, and you just see it going, and you hear him go, I lost the kid, and it's so good. Oh my God.
When he hits the ramp in Boba Fett,
Yeah,
and catches the football throw.
Yeah. How many times?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, what an athlete.
Yeah, unreal.
Favorite memories. I mean, it was just so. I remember being so nervous at the beginning and wanting to do, wanting to really hoping that we were capturing the right movement and the right feeling, and everyone was taking it so seriously, and we were all very committed, which made it all the more ridiculous when I don't know how many times we would just bonk helmets, people running into each other. And that's why I want them to release some footage of all of this. So you could have an entire Three Stooges episode. I think it would be pretty good.
Like the troopers too, like they probably had more moments
Oh,
running
God.
through the hallways
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
somebody
Tremendous.
just miss a beat and you just like can't be here, people be going by, and then guys slide through. And you're like, what the hell happened there?
You can't see down,
Face
so
plants,
you
you
run
catch a
into
wire
things.
or something, you're on your face.
Kaboom.
Totally.
Yeah, good stuff.
Cool.
I don't know, my favorite scene is probably the opening scene that I did not. So I opened in the cantina,
Yeah.
right? But then as Paz, like, Latif and I were already in with the Forge.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there's all this atmosphere that's in there, and the set is gorgeous. And nobody really knows what show they're in. It's very,
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
quiet.
there's
We didn't
Like,
know what we were
it's
doing.
very strange in
I
that
think I was
way.
the only one who had a full script.
Yeah, I had none of that.
No.
And
Maybe Grogu.
then Emily walks
read
in.
them.
The armor walks in, and it's just it's like a stunning breath. Every time I think about it, it's like a breathtaking moment to see the armor come in all her regalness and everything. And like really, like to your question is like because you're like Yoda.
Yeah.
It's like there's this matriarch that is the holder of these higher traditions and standards for a whole people, and it's really, I don't know, it's phenomenal. And you carry that, you like it shows, right? It's like
I just
it's,
realized
it's
she's like
obvious.
she's like a more powerful Alfred.
Yeah.
Seriously, because you talk about inclusivity. You're not just about your people. You're about the greater good, the armor. So it's like this character is not only a powerful woman, which as a girl dad, I'm very happy to be around. But the follow-up to that is your character and you have superseded that because you are the example that we all need to have, because she doesn't care about the conversation you have as long as it's a conversation. When it becomes something where I want to rip your helmet off, something like that, then she steps in, because then we've gone too far in trying to communicate. And the armor is actually
Well, then you've stopped
incredible example.
communicating.
Yeah,
She's okay with communicating through disagreement
yeah.
and discomfort.
And invites it.
Yeah, welcomes it
Bo,
because she wants to
me.
understand more. But then as soon as the egos get into play and the communication stops, she's like, all right, simmer down.
Interesting.
We've got two more questions, if that's all good with guys. We've got Nick and Nick, or Connor. Go. Yeah. Connor.
Yeah. So possibly the most classic Star Wars question possible. If you guys had lightsabers, what color would they be?
Mine changes a lot.
I wouldn't ever have a lightsaber of a Mandalorian.
Oh, jeez.
Nope, we didn't want that either.
Really?
Mind you, you taught me this. So the fact that you're saying, oh, geez, we don't like Jedis. I'm just throwing it out there.
You got a kid who's a Jedi.
Dizzy, though.
My
Or is he
lineage
a
is a
Mandalorian?
Mandalorian and a Jedi,
Yeah.
so I think I'd be
That's
very
true.
comfortable with
Yeah,
that.
and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
look where
What
that
color?
led us.
I
that's
think
right,
I'd
we
go
became
white.
a faction.
Just, as a white knight type.
Yeah.
Who should rule? Should it be Bo,
I
or
just-
should it be...
It shouldn't be you, for sure.
No.
I'm just saying, I brought more people
100%.
together than
I don't know that
Gandhi.
brought more people together.
I
You could
brought more
also
people
cause
together than
them to
Gandhi.
fall away.
Than Gandhi.
though.
Yeah, I beat Gandhi.
That seems like a strange comparison.
Mando,
what?
Gandhi, almost the same number of
Interesting.
letters in your names. Maybe you're the same person.
Just saying. You don't see me eat, do you?
Oh.
Okay, that was just 'cause
Twizzlers.
you would starve himself. All right.
Cool. One
Yeah.
Next question.
Last question.
He's like, next question,
Back to
please.
Before I get
the
cancelled.
masks. Sorry to go on about the masks today. Emily, I think it's fair to say that more people know what your character looks like rather than what you yourself look like.
Yes.
How often, or has it ever happened, has someone recognised your voice and been, how do I know your voice?
Yes, actually. I love how this story is going to start. I was at the Renaissance Fair a few weekends ago.
What?
And yeah,
I saw
my
pictures.
first time going to the Ren Fair. I went with Tony, the
Your
blacksmith.
first time?
Yeah, I know. And there was a guy dressed as Boba Fett who was walking around at the Ren Fair. And I was like, well, that's out of place, but he's one of my people. And I'm dressed in my Ren Fair attire. So I go over to him and I was just like, I love your Boba Fett. It's really great. And we're talking for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden, and he's in his helmet, but all of a sudden he goes, oh my gosh, hi. And he said, I realized I recognized your voice.
Yeah.
And which was weird to me because I wasn't speaking
'Cause it's a
with the
different
dialect
voice,
or
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, people go both ways. Either
They
they
get
meet
their
me,
minds blown.
They meet
When
me
she goes
and
into the
they,
voice,
Oh,
they melt.
Yeah, people will at conventions. They'll hear how I actually talk a lot of the time, and I'm all over the place. And they're like, "So you're someone else does the voice, right?" And then I just say, "No, that's me," and then they get it.
Yeah.
I can't believe not one of you have asked her to do the accent in front of you. I mean, you realize what she...
I think we were going to have one person ask, right?
Yes, it's not a question. But
Oh.
can we please? Is it possible to say your favorite line in the beginning, like just your favorite lines? Just is that possible? Just very short.
Now you got to pick.
Who? Just me?
You
Oh, I
said-
thought everyone was doing it.
Yes.
Queen's first.
Let's see. Well, one that I just wrote on somebody's picture. Thank you. We all begin as raw ore. We refine ourselves through trials and adversity. I like that line.
That's good.
That was when I was with your little
Found
guy.
my-
Yeah.
my
And he was
apprentice.
having an experience while we were hammering away at the
Yeah, if we figured that
forge.
out, by the way, his bad memories, he's going to kill someone.
Lot
He
of
had too
trauma.
much sugar.
A lot of trauma.
He was just
I'm just saying,
hallucinating from all the sugar.
A lot of that trauma you can't get well from until decades down the road.
No, I
anyway,
agree,
You know
but
what I
you
mean?
do need that kind of head work.
Yeah, totally.
Just
Totally.
saying.
It'll be necessary.
What's your favorite line?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I like that speech in the cave a lot. I like
So
Yeah.
good.
Why should we lay our lives down yet again? Because we're Mandalorian, I think is just fantastic. That whole scene was badass.
Gives me goosebumps.
Thank you.
That was amazing sitting in there.
Yeah, that was great.
Yep. I mean, do you want me to do it like you'd see it on TV?
Yeah, sure.
I did it. Did you hear it?
We'll
No,
get
Mike
it from
wasn't
Pedro.
I like those odds. Because it's just, to me,
Pretty
Amanda
badass,
was,
yeah.
if he's about anything, he's about the challenge. And he'll take it on, no matter what it is.
It's pretty John Wayne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not going to hit you. The hell I'm not. Oh, yeah. It's good
Thank you
stuff.
so much. Perfect way to wrap it up. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.